Hello, my name is Dallas Charles, and today I will be telling you a little bit about myself. I was raised in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and I moved to Georgia when I was 12. And I moved back to Chattanooga at 17 and moved to Georgia again in about a year. Currently, my family is helping me with college at GSU. My hobbies include reading, watching TV, and playing games. When I was around 3 years old, my father passed away, which has probably impacted my personality a bit because around that time I would cry whenever someone mentioned it. Afterwards, I was living with my stepmother, who had passed later to breast cancer until I was 12. It was not until later that I actually began to appreciate my stepmother and understand the way that she raised me. When I was 12, I had been living with my biological mother until a little after I was 17. This was the time during which I made real friends for the first time. Around the time I turned 17, my mother had an accidental overdose and passed away. After my mother passed, I stayed with my brother for about a year. Afterwards, I moved to Atlanta with the other half of my family. When I first got here to Atlanta, my family started helping me figure out what I wanted to do. I wanted to do something that was both helpful to people and nature, and at the same time allowed me to be outside. My cousin helped me go through some careers that fit into that criteria and what degrees they would require. What I ended up deciding I would do for my major, at least for now, was a bachelor's degree in science and geosciences with a concentration in geology. Although I still have an interest in psychology, although it wouldn't allow me to be outside, it still interests me because I've always liked observing people and their actions, while I also like making people feel better in a counseling setting, sort of. Throughout all of this, I have come to find my hobbies. I am not really sure if being outside can be considered a hobby, but if it can, it is one of mine. Another thing I like to do is read, but it has to be fiction, otherwise it's not as entertaining. No offense to you nonfiction readers. I also enjoy playing games, and not just video games, like most people. I will play any game from Heads of 7-Up to GTA 5, even if the only thing I can ever accomplish in GTA 5 is getting killed repeatedly or getting yelled at by those 7-year-olds. Last but not least is TV. Probably 90% of Americans watch TV every day, and I am definitely one of them. The shows I normally watch are superhero shows, which have recently become its own genre. And I also watch sci-fi and fantasy, or some mix of those. Also, I have been keeping up with Game of Thrones and intend on watching the new season of Stranger Things once it airs on Netflix. What I have learned is that even though I have had some trouble growing up, it definitely could have been worse. That it is thanks to my life so far that I have learned that I value helping people and nature. I might not have an odd range of hobbies, but they're fun, and that is what's important. It's been interesting introducing myself to everyone, and I hope everyone enjoyed the video and